Mhm.
right? But you need your sister group so that you can be forced by your team, because it'll make it easier for you to adhere to your self-care. That they call it peer pressure support.
Mhm.
So you using your team of sisters, y'all. This is what the Califia queens used to teach all of the priestesses and the daughters to the chiefs across the land. That's why they had the women's resort to teach this stuff, because the settlers came and told the women, they turned them against each other so that they can break
Mhm.
up the sisterhood. They used something called the broken mirror spell, where they broke a mirror on the crossroads
Mhm.
and cast a curse on the sisterhood of the priestess of the land to make them be hostile towards each other and not recognize each other. That was a conjure,
Mhm.
right? The conjure has been broken the last couple of years because I had to work with the descendant of the person that was responsible and make her break the spell, because it has to be, if the person not here to break their own spell, they have to have a worthy descendant, blood relative, that breaks
Mhm.
the spell. And this is how you end up figuring out how to close all of the conjures at a higher level of Hecka magic, by knowing who the descendants is, by the work that they doing in their life. It's going to reveal them. And that's how we was able to close out that Haitian revolutionary conjure, because they sent soldiers to Florida after the French left Haiti,
Mhm.
and they sent priestesses and priests to New Orleans, and they
Mhm.
was working together using what they call cross conjure support. The conjurer of the tribes of the land was being spiritually supported by the warring energies that was being taken from Haiti.
Mhm. Okay.
Haiti is about to have a big breakthrough moment of peace and celebration coming any day now.
Mhm.
And this is all going to be based on the new world coming into being. Haiti has been deliberately held last, so they going to have to be publicly made first.
Okay. Got you.
And
Got
and
you.
that's when all of the tribal systems around the world gonna start exposing the efforts that they was making to take the land back from the corporations.
Mhm.
And all of the time we thought we was fighting each other, we was fighting corporations versus people. It
Okay.
was the zombie apocalypse to take over a straw man, and we was fighting this conjure war, but most of us was totally oblivious to it, because we only believe in the reading, writing, arithmetic that the 12 gauge step down detox from critical thinking program
Mhm.
called school has conditioned us to accept.
You're right.
Right. So
So
yeah,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead,
Go ahead.
sweetie. Go ahead, sweetie.
I was just gonna ask. I watched your video with Young Elder the other day. Oh, that
Mm-hmm.
was very, very insightful. Thank y'all so much, and peace to Young Elder as well.
Shout
For
out to the
now,
young
about the.
country boy.
I'm sorry.
I said shout out to Elder, the old country boy.
I was just gonna ask in regards to the straw men, and we we haven't done any paperwork to say that, I know you were saying something about paperwork, don't worry about it. It's not a fear thing, it's just a better understanding.
Yep.
So what advice would you have for me on that?
Okay. So the abandonment of the contract is the refusal to make contracts knowingly in the future, and not maintenance in current contracts by
Mm-hmm.
signature, right? So you abandon the contract. And if you look it up, it's called the abandonment defense in law. When you
Mm-hmm.
discover the fraud, in order not to be categorized as a party to the fraud, you must abandon the fraud entirely and anything that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mhm.
totally the way that they have the fraud structured. Some people can't get out as easy as others because their life is wrapped into the system parasitically. The system will siphon all of their financial developments off by the fees and fines and taxes and levies and liens. And by the time they get done, the system that sucked all their money out and they don't got nothing to show for it. Now they foreclosing on their properties.
Right.
These were all fraudulent contracts that was ordered to be given to us through the judiciary by means of the Bar Association. That's why when these judges take these titles of nobility, they being knighted. When they knighted as an agent of the crown, then they given a title of nobility to acknowledge their receipt of that title,
Mhm.
right? They can't pass the title on to their children because being knighted is called letters patent.
Mhm.
Is the standing in their lifetime, they will reap the benefit of the gentry as an honorable, as an esquire, as long as they do the work for the crown. The, the crown's instructions is in the charter for the first bar. That's called a foundational document. The entirety of the Bar Association is built on King George proclamation of the Bar Association to issue those titles of nobility for the people that work for the British Crown. Under the barristers over there and over here, they needed a barrister accreditation registry, and it became known as the Bar Association. Once you know what their purpose is, then you can unravel, well, who do they work with? They work with the bankers because they move in such massive amounts of currency that the currency have to be under the security of the judiciary's oversight. So like every court is a ship.
Mhm.
And every time you on the ship talking to the judge, you talking to the captain of the ship.
Mhm.
And the clerk is the navigator
Mhm.
because you under admiralty and maritime jurisdiction.
Gotcha.
Before early colonial law, the chiefs used to be able to go in and remove their tribesmen from out of the custody of the corporation because it was a conflict of jurisdiction between the tribal jurisdiction of the land law and the
Mhm.
admiralty jurisdiction of the maritime law,
You're
right?
not getting any feedback, are you?
Uh-uh.
Okay, because I hear us, but it's also playing in the background. I just wanted to make sure you okay. Okay.
I don't know what that is, man. That's probably them eavesdropping.
That's exactly what I was saying. Unc, it's a pleasure, and I greatly appreciate you and all you do.
You're welcome, sweetie. I'm glad I was able to have a conversation with you.
I love you, and that is from the bottom of my feet. Oh, I love you. I love you. Yes. Every time I know you're going to be on, I haven't even been online watching your videos because it's like something's resisting me. And I just got this message that you were live, and I jumped on and I said, I want to talk to you one day. And I also had sent you a message in January of 23. I was asking for some advice about a situation. I heard you. I heard you. And I realized I didn't really have to speak with you, but I heard you. I got the message. Everything worked out well for me. I'll put it that way.
I'm glad to hear
And
that,
my
sweetie.
family.
I'm always here. If I can say something that'll encourage, motivate, or inform somebody how to accomplish a goal, I did my service to the people. If I can help
Yeah.
one, and I could have helped more, but most of them thought I was crazy until they started seeing what I was telling them. And the
Mm-hmm.
ones that was saying I ain't had no receipts because they was too lazy to go cross-reference the receipt.
Mm-hmm.
So they just assume I don't have no references to what I be telling them, but everything that I'm telling them, I got references to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. taking you back to who said it, who did it, where they come from, why they came, how many of them came. You know what I'm saying? The lie they
Yep.
told us, and all that. I know it all.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't my agenda to be on here telling the people how we got tricked, but it was the path of least resistance to use social media. Notice the agent, notice the principle. That's to you eavesdropping motherfuckers that's tapping in down there in Raven Rock, sitting there watching, looking on the big old screen like we don't know you watching. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
doing nothing wrong. I'm just telling the people the truth, and you just got to deal with it.
That's right. And free Larry Hoover and made the three kings walk the land. Free everyone
Mhm.
under COINTELPRO and made a matriarch be restored. Yes.
And the
Yes.
one, and the one law, the great law, and the
The
one
great law. That's
condition,
right.
restore the matriarchy. There's one
That's
law,
right.
one condition,
One law.
restore the
One
matriarchy.
condition.
By giving the earth back to the rightful heirs, heaven returns to earth with the divine feminine. And then all of the women be so much more pleasant to be
Yes.
around.
Ain't that the truth?
Because
Just
they ain't
peace and love.
got to
This
be,
war stuff is getting old.
yeah, they don't
Ugh.
have to be in war mode no more. But this is why we need those sister groups. So y'all check, all y'all sisters that ain't ever heard me talk about the goddess glow up, go look and investigate. She got video on Instagram and Facebook. Heidi Barble from the Goddess Glow Up do women support groups that help the women be able to deal with each other and heal from the old wounds. She's really good at what she do, and she actually live the lessons that she teach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she tell you how to do what she doing, what worked for her, and then try to help you adjust it to fit your model, right?
Right. Right. Right.
So that was in the army wasn't no slouch. He was putting all of the pieces together.
Mm-hmm.
When he got a clip
And with
for
American Gods, you saw they kicked Buddy off. Orlando, they kicked him off
oh
after he
yeah,
started dropping too
that's
much.
because of the character that he played. That's the worst motherfucker. That's the nigga that's gonna be telling y'all how to get y'all shit back. They didn't want that character portrayed from that level of self-control, clear, cognizant thought, and deliver such a potent message in media. It's a movie with Cicely Tyson and I think Robin Gibbons. Robin Gibbons tell her that she just don't want to be black, so she try to claim she Indian.
I know which movie you're talking about.
She ad-libbed her response.
She ad-libbed it?
Yep. That was
Sister got weirder
spontaneous.
now when she said that.
That wasn't in the original script. She stood up and she said, "Look at me. My father was full-blooded Iroquois."
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then she went to give another family's message. She also ad-libbed the tail end of that family reunion movie done by Tyler Perry.
Mm.
You got to listen to it. That's a
Yeah,
bad
I gotta go back
motherfucker.
and watch it. I gotta go. Yeah, yeah. And the crazy thing is, too, she looks just like, my mom looks just like Cicely Tyson. My
Cicely
mom.
Tyson was a Iroquois high priestess.
Mm. Now, we're at Iroquois. That's like Northeast, right?
Well, it's hard to say now because everybody went to fight in the Seminole Wars.
Mm.
So we
Right.
all got mixed up. That's why they called us Seminoles, because all of the tribes was mixed down there. You got motherfuckers from the Tonga Islands, from the Polynesian Islands, from Venezuela, from Brazil, all the way from Canada, from Alaska, the Inuits, all sending people to fight the Seminole Wars.
Mm.
We had so much concentrated force in Florida. When they did the Louisiana Purchase, Lewis and Clark Expedition declared the land as being abandoned. That's what made them institute squatters' rights under the Protectorate Agreement in order to occupy the land until the rightful heirs reclaimed it. That's what they
Mm-hmm.
did. That's what all
Because
that
they're
whole
squatters.
That's what the whole story is about, Lois and Clark.
Damn.
Which is also the story of Superman and Lois. Because his name is Clark Kent.
Lois Lane.
Lois and Clark.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now look, Lois is the lane. That's the road, the path. Clark is the Kent. Kent is the bank. Right? The bank name is actually Old Kent Bank. But he ain't the rightful heir because he's not one of the Earthborn. Go back and review the story again. It got a different meaning.
That's wild.
I love me some Chief Warhorse. That
I was
sister
about to say Chief Warhorse is that guy.
Yeah, her. She ain't for no games.
Oh, you know who I'm thinking about? Nothing. Go ahead. I know you're talking about though.
Yeah, she got the
details in.
Right, because she started telling you about the paper genocide with the with the Trail of Tears and the Dawes Road Indians that they used to replace us on the reservations.
Okay, can you see this one? Nah, you probably can't. I'm gonna read it to you.
What about when the solar flares happens?
Won't everything be destroyed anyways? What's the point in saving the system?
Look, everything not gonna be destroyed. The solar flares is activating what was considered as junk DNA. The data was blocked out by a light lock. As we reclaim Earth, the light lock breaks free to allow the higher UVB rays to come in and activate the junk DNA, which will restore. Some of us will get total recall. I don't have total recall yet, but I got recall like a motherfucker. It's just not total recall.
That's wild. Okay, so this was him and Dr. G's last line. Okay,
I'm gonna tell y'all who is breaking down the solar rays. And y'all can tag him in the video. Is Kalai. Brother Kalai is the one who is explaining the UVB rays. I got a video on YouTube where he go through all of that, and then I show him the mysticism from ancient Kemet that ties to what he's talking about. Right. So, to find more about the UVB rays, right? Kalai is right. That's what Big Mama got him doing.
You know what's crazy about that? I was on the live where you was just going off, and you was like, Big Mama told me I need to get in contact with somebody named Kalai. And I was like, I was already watching Kalai's page, so I was like, let me send him this guy. Like, it's just
it was Amun Ra. And everybody started tagging him, and he ain't know what was going on. Right. Yeah, but it took a minute for him to observe where I was coming from before he would communicate back. Right. But once we talked
in the 5D.
Yeah. So once he seen where I was coming from, then he was like, "Oh, I need to talk to this brother." And then Uncle Shiz hooked it up where we could have a conversation, because a lot of people was trying to, that internet motherfucking social media fake beef shit. When motherfucker say he beefing with you, and then he tell you beefing with him, and y'all, neither one of y'all don't know it. I didn't know we were supposed to be beefing. So the only way that I could, right. So the best thing to do as a man is have a conversation with another man to find out if y'all really beefing. And when we had the conversation, he's, went through the sun, melanin connection with the UVBs and all of this, the solar flares, the effect on the earth. And I got a video from a couple years ago where I'm talking about all of the Egyptian description of everything he was talking about. And so when he got done, I say, if you don't mind, I'd like to go over what you were saying and show him how it ties into the metaphysics of Egypt. So then I went over it, and then we had started having a conversation. But that's where we was chopping the game up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So y'all follow that brother Kalai, because he on point with the UVB rays and whatnot. He that's what he do.
And he really about it though too. He be walking up on police officers like he ain't got no fear in his heart.
No, he ain't. Look, only reason I don't do that, because I'm a little bit more extreme than he is by nature.
Mm-hmm.
If I walk up on them motherfuckers, it's not gonna turn out as smooth. We gonna have a whole different conversation, and they not gonna like it, and I'm not gonna give a fuck, which gonna make the situation worse.
Mm-hmm.
His self-control level is to the point where he can go confront them like that and talk to them like that. My self-control level is if I want to stay away from the motherfuckers before I give it to them.
That's because you're a Scorpio, fam. That's how we get. We don't show no emotion, because if we do, it's about to go the fuck up.
Yeah.
We nonchalant, because if the emotions do come to the top, it's a wrap for you.
They asked about the Joe Biden Bible at the swearing
Inauguration, whatever.
Yeah, that was actually not a Bible, but a family grimoire.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been a grimoire / Bible, but it's a family grimoire. So whatever family his allegiance is to, that's whose book that was.
Mm. Yeah, that's what they were saying, was a family Bible, but make that connection with the grimoire. Let's keep that one out of here. All right, so Paige again. She said, Rod and Taj need to do another live, because Taj agrees with you, Rod, but he still told them to address the living man or woman, because they can rebut an oral declaration despite us needing to go back to it. Okay, so they can rebut just us orally declaring whatever we want to declare, despite us needing to go back to our oral traditions.
Okay. Well, we got to give Taj a chance to finish digesting the Indigenous Rights Act, because once he do, they surrendered. They tapped out. That's the note on the table that the hooker leaves saying, that you leave the hooker when you say, here's $20. Right. So they're like, here go your shit back. We leaving. Good knowing you. It was nice occupying your territory. Soon as y'all figure out who y'all is, y'all already back in charge. So the Indigenous Rights Act. So he's still going over that information that's been presented to him on the new. He got to have a chance to digest it in order to finish giving the instructions. Right. And when he's talking about the flesh and blood living man that you need to talk to, you can't talk to that motherfucker because he hiding. He hiding. He don't want to be seen. He hiding. So you can't address him. I can't walk up to that motherfucker and put his ass on notice in his face, like what she's talking about. Right? Because he's going to hide. And he's going to put a whole bunch of people in front of him as decoys. And this is why we had to go about it by exercising the blood rights and the hereditary rights to reclaim the land and restore the land. Right? So when they left us the note, yeah, it was nice fucking over y'all. But y'all probably didn't know that all of these things belong to you already. We just telling you right here because we on our way out the door. That's what the Indigenous Rights Acts are. It's the cessation or the secession or the ceding of the position by the imposters and the invaders to the rightful jurisdiction. So now we just have to exercise our oral traditional jurisdiction. Right? But as he goes over the paperwork, you will see that his instructions will start to be more specific. And then he gonna get to the point where he gonna say, this the nigga right here you need to be confronting. And whoever that nigga is probably got on the ship some goddamn wearing dip.
Got on up out of here.
But Paige Flowers, she on top of it. She know exactly what I'm talking about. And she done been at war with the Dirty Moors too. So,
Oh, word.
yeah. So and she got audio of the motherfucker telling her about the bodies they buried.
What?
Man, look here. Them sisters, when they get the information and act on it, it ain't the same as me acting on it. I'm just gonna point you to them. They gonna make them motherfuckers confess.
Mm-hmm. It's a whole different breed.
Yeah, and she ain't for no games.
Nah,
She
I
bought
caught
her.
y'all live y'all did together.
She bought her business. When when we first did that live, the first live we did together, she didn't know what I was talking about. You know what she did? She went behind me to double check.
Mm-hmm.
And she just flat out came back up and she's like, look, I might not agree with everything the brother say, but this part right here, he knew exactly what he talking about. Mm-hmm. And then she go back, because this is this, and this is this, and this happened, and this happened, and these motherfuckers did this, and these motherfuckers did that, and I see it right here just like he see it. Right? Mm-hmm. So, ain't nobody supposed to be 100% right. That's why we read the error when we understand in wisdom.
Right.
Right? Because you're going to make errors. So the error in the law of efficiency applied is telling you something on a Freudian slip. Oh my God.
Right.
Right? And that's how you see beyond what's on the surface.
Mm.
Like, let's say it's 10 of us outside in the front porch and we all talking about dogs, right? All of a sudden, one of us in the middle of talking about a dog say we need to duck the shotgun. Nigga, look for this nigga coming with the shotgun. Because we probably going to hear the dogs bark right before he show itself. The Freudian slip just told us he was coming.
Mm-hmm.
That's an example of how it worked. We weren't talking about shotguns. We was talking about dogs. But the Freudian slip was worrying about the shotgun. It could have been a dog named Shotgun, but he didn't make that clear to everybody in the circle.
Right.
Right? So now we looking for the shotgun. Lo and behold, here come a motherfucker coming through the motherfucking between the houses with a shotgun. And now we all ready because we read the error as a message. Right. What's this? What part does the Galactic Council play in
our liberation?
If we don't do our part, they ain't gonna play no part.
Get back.
Right? But if we do our part, they gonna make sure that it's enforced from a galactic perspective.
Right. How bad, famo? This we let the cat out the back door. This man and caught a rat and broke his neck. I gotta take him out. This little guy gone.
The cat caught a rat.
Hey. That must be some type of sign, huh?
Hey, yeah, definitely a sign. What color is your cat?
Black.
Okay.
There you go. You had him outside? Yeah, she was in here panicking, that's why.
Well, you know, women don't really care for them rodents too much.
Right.
Unless they grow up playing with them as part of their, you know, their culture.
Mm-hmm. Let me go ahead and wash these hands real quick. Right. Somebody. Now I'm gonna be thinking about that shit all night. Cause the other day, my bad, maybe you can't hear, because the other day I got another sign from Spirit. Like Hawks is one of my totems. And I see him everywhere I go. And the other day I'm driving down the road and a hawk swooped in front of the car with a rabbit. He didn't caught a rabbit. And he, like, Rod, when I tell you I had to brake because I was about to hit the hawk and the rabbit, like, dead ass I had to brake. And I'm like, okay. That's God telling me it's time to strike. It's time to do what I'm supposed to be doing. But, man, these little messages be coming now. As soon as you tap in, it's like they come nonstop.
Yeah. But see, Here's the thing, everything is a message, but we don't read everything as a message.
Mm-hmm. That's real. Ain't no coincidences. I see it in everything now to the point where I be feeling like paranoid. I be like, come on now, you can't think of everything. Got to be symbolism.
Well, stop telling yourself that, because that's where the paranoia comes from.
Mm.
If you go back to Elijah Muhammad said there's been thousands and thousands and thousands of signs. This shit is about to be a wrap. Elijah Muhammad said that back in the 60s.
Mm.
Right? So how many more signs has been given to us since then? So it's a lot of signs that we haven't been reading. We just been letting them go past, trying to fit into the society that was designed to oppress us.
Mm. Yep, put a cage on my mind, basically. Because once I remove that prison of a thought process, then I'm able to really tap in and allow that to become a part of my intuition. But sometimes, like I said, because I'm like, damn, that can't be a sign. Because like literally, it's like all day numbers. On top of that, it's like numbers to the point where I don't even look up the meaning of numbers anymore because I know them all by heart.
Mm-hmm. So that's when you start using numerology and gematria in real time, and that even fines tune the message. So the message becomes easier to assimilate when you understand what numbers mean.
Mm.
Because this is why you wear a watch. This is why you're supposed to wear a watch. We got cameras on our phone. Clocks on our phone now, because the every second of the day is a new set of numbers. Think about that. Every second of the day is a new set of numbers.
Mm.
And those same numbers several times a day are anagrams of one another. Those are what you call connection points. Right? So 24 hours in a day, but 12 months in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they say one day to the year. That means it took a whole year for it to happen. So in 12 and 24 is 36, and 3 and 6 is 9, and that's the turnaround.
Right. And 12 is 3. 24 is 6. And you add them together, then you get 9.
Yep.
Damn.
It got to be able to work frontwards and backwards in order for it to fit into an accurate read. Right? So the 369 is a code. It's a universal code for turning something around, or when you get to what we call 3-point convergence, that's GPS. So you need 3 points of convergence in order to get past the 2-point coincidence factor. Anything more than 2 is no longer coincidence. That means that pay attention. This is a real sign.
Mm.
Right? That's how GPS need 3 points of convergence to get you to your location.
What do they call it?
Triangulation.
Triangulation. There it is.
Mm-hmm. So that's why when you see, like when I watch a tarot card reader, I can read more into the cards than she reading, because I'm starting with how long did it take her to do this read? What do those numbers mean?
Mm.
Okay. Now, what's the title of the spread? Right? Because that's the theme. That's the mission statement. Right? So the mission, under the mission statements, is the details of the mission. Right? We call it the question and answer, or the query and the response. The universe is telling us something. We use an oracle means to focus the energy in, like lights going through a magnifying glass, until we can explain clearly what it is that we see. The more things that we know the meaning of, the more accurate we can get an oracle read. That's what this question right here, the answer to that is, that was before the
can't talk to you how I can talk to them. And then let the people who are close to you relay it to you. You got a problem with me, so let me call a man. Since you don't respect me enough to talk to me like a woman, I'm going to call a man and you talk to him like that. I bet you won't. He got an attitude. He stormed off. It was crazy. But I see what you said about all skin
Did he
folks and
snap
kin
his
folks.
fingers? Did he snap his fingers in
No,
the
he did
zigzag
this.
motion
He
on
was
his
doing
laugh?
this. He was doing this. No, this, what? I'm like, are you clapping at me? I'm like, yeah, no. What you got to do is stop talking to me like you crazy, boy. I was like, I'm gonna call a guy and you can talk to him. He's like, no, I'm gonna call my sisters. I'm like, okay, you go and do that. All skin folks, not kin folk, and they showing their colors. If you listen close, even the women that aren't on your side, they show
gonna tell
colors immediately.
They gonna tell you.
It's not a compliment to tell anybody that, oh, I'm jealous of that. Oh, like, that's not a compliment. You
Soon as I hear the word jealous, it's a red flag to me. Dirty motherfuckers is on their way.
Pretty much.
Look,
that's my question. The Pope in China, why is he in jail? Did you hear
the
that?
Pope.
Yeah, one of the popes, one of the priests, like one of their grand priests is in jail.
Probably for being a fag. Probably touching on little boys. I don't know. I didn't see nothing about it. But 9 out of 10, if they true to form, he probably was touching on one of them little Japanese boys over there, and to keep the Yakuza and the samurai from beheading his motherfucking ass, they decided to lock his punk ass up, dress wearing son of a bitch.
I cannot. Okay, next question is, I am going about my tribe. Now, am I doing this because I'm trying to elect a leader? I don't feel like I have learned my craft enough to lead. So how many people should be in my matriarch to begin with? I don't want it to be too many. Right now, I have 4, and I feel like that's not a good number. I want it either 3, 6, or 9. What's a good number?
You already said you don't need me to answer it. You just got to accept the answer for yourself that you gave yourself, which is going to make you be more powerful than if I give you a number.
Okay.
You got, look, Big Mama be talking to y'all, and y'all be second guessing her. I don't second guess her. I know when she's talking to me. So look, listen to your heart. When you feel something, trust what you feel to guide you correctly. And the one thing about it, you are not allowed to lie to yourself for one reason. You don't know you fucking lying. So when you tell yourself you need the right answer, you got to give yourself the right answer, and you got to give yourself the time to let your higher self put the pieces together, and then you'll be going about your day, and then an answer occur to you with the reason.
Okay.
Right? So your power is the palm chakras. That's why they have you hold hands in church.
Okay.
Because the palm chakras, but you're not holding hands properly in the church in order to get the maximum effect of the chakra alignment. Because the fingers are supposed to be interlocked like this and not the hands closed together like this. And the reason you interlock in the fingers is you have meridians at each fingertip. And then on the back of the hand, there's meridians that correspond to that. And then you got to chop one badass motherfucker. But let me tell you what they do to this brother.
Yeah.
Right? They take Patrice Lumumba out in the woods, assassinating and bury him, right?
Uh-huh.
You see the picture that he's pointing at the screen?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. They went and dug him up. And the French general that dug him up, he said he was terrified because he raised his finger like that, as if he was giving his troops one last command.
Man.
Now, when I was growing up, what made him so memorable to me is he looked exactly like my Uncle Jake.
Mm-hmm.
And my Uncle Jake wasn't for no games. He'd beat a motherfucker ass.
Mm-hmm. You look like a dude.
All right, now, when they killed him, they also had America wasn't behind the murder of Stephen Biko.
Mm-hmm.
Pull him up so they can see. These people we need to know about. When they're talking about Pan-African studies,
This is the kind of stuff they talking about because it all ties back. They killed him. This was South Africa's Malcolm X. Bad man right here. Went for no games. He the one that told Mandela he better strap up. And after they killed him, that's when they captured Mandela. And because Mandela was on his way to Kenya to meet with somebody called the Kikuyu tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Kikuyu tribe is known for their Mau Mau. Pull Mau Mau up next. M-A-U, M-A-U, 2 words. Put Kenya behind it. You see that brother standing right behind Jomo Kenyatta on the last picture at the top?
Right here?
Yeah, click that picture.
All right.
He was the field general. I always forget his name. This is the guy that Jomo Kenyatta sold out when he gave his position away to the invaders.
Mm-hmm.
You see with his dreadlocks?
Yeah, dude with the Willow's Peak.
Mm-hmm. He was the leader of the Mau Mau rebellion against the
just like them Dirty Moors.
Nah, he wasn't no Dirty Moor. The Dirty Moor is the nigga standing on there with the kufi on.
Oh, this nigga right here.
That nigga. That's Jomo Kenyatta. He became the head of Kenya.
Okay.
He sold out the resistance. The guy standing next to him put Jomo Kenyatta in power, and he was the leader of the resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So when Jomo Kenyatta got in power, he made deals with the Europeans to end the conflict. And part of the deal was that he would give them the position of the stronghold of the Mau Mau.
Oh, hell no. We ain't going out like that.
Now, scroll down a little bit. It's a book on the Mau Mau, so they can see what book to read about the Mau Mau rebellion.
You see it?
Mm-hmm. It's another one that was next to it, too. Okay, so now the Mau Mau, right? That was in Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Keep that in mind. Kenya is the land of Anpu.
Okay, go ahead.
You know who Anpu is, right?
No, I don't. It's like I heard the name, but I can't put it to nobody right now.
You heard it. That's Anubis.
Oh, okay. I know who. If you said Anubis, I would have said, okay, I know who it is.
Right. But it's really called the land of the jackal.
Okay. They were just explaining it just a minute ago in that video.
Right. And then we was talking about the jackal in Rosemary's Baby. The jackal was the baby's father.
Mm-hmm.
And then we was talking about in the Omen how the jackal was the baby's father. Mm-hmm. But he was buried over in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Omen is the story about the Antichrist.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So while you getting your Pan-African studies, these is the people that tell you that the enemies look like us, but they not us.
Mm-hmm.
Frantz Fanon. Can you type that in?
Yeah.
Franz Fanon. Right? He in another part of Africa, I think he was in Sierra Leone, fighting the liberation struggle there, or either in Algiers. I can't remember which one.
What his name is again?
Man, you forget his name. Frantz, Franz, and then his last name is Fanon, Fanon.
Okay, that was the right guy. A white one?
That's not, no. Put in blackface white mask. Just take that out and put in blackface white mask. Check with the audience, young girl, to see how they doing over there. Make sure we ain't boring them.
Yeah, it's almost time. We already over the time already, but it's all good.
See that black and white book right there with the writing on it?
Yeah.
Click on that. You see the name, Frantz Fanon?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And there's another one, a guy named Walter Rodney. Walter Rodney was a psychiatrist. Now we talking Pan-Africanism. You see what the title of that book is? Black Skin, White Mask.
Walter what?
Rodney, R-O-D-N-E-Y.
He from Africa?
Yep.
He looked like the other dude just showed us.
Different guy.
No, but they look like they could probably be like, you know,
You see where it got a quote of him at right there? Get the one
Yeah.
with the quote on it. Because he be
yeah.
saying some dope ass shit.
All right, I got it. Yeah, we already over the time limit though, so
yeah, I'm just gonna show them up what the people look like we talking about.
okay, I got you.
Right. So this in the Pan-African studies, and they giving us all the issues that they face with over there to match to the issues we face with over here,
Mm-hmm.
and then make adjustments for the cultural difference between the two.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They tell us that we from over here